My name is Ainur. I'm from Kazakhstan. I belong to three Toastmasters clubs. Odyssey Ambassador for District 108. This podcast is about Odyssey project within Toastmasters. Odyssey is the key for mentoring and network pair. Let's welcome today's guest. He's an entrepreneur, managing director of 5 diversified companies, wedding, fashion, beauty salons, spa, coaching, and industrial laundry. Ex-Dubai Policeman, Lieutenant Colonel, Toastmaster for 28 years, and who holds leadership roles and fitness freak. Past international president, DTM Mr.Mohammed Murad, District 127, Dubai Toastmasters Club, United Arab Emirates. Let's welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you for coming. So let's start our today's podcast. First question, you are a member of such a long time. What keeps you in Toastmasters?
Yeah, well, that's a question I get every time I'm asked this question, that how long I'm in Toastmasters. And the simple short answer is that I never stop learning. Every experience within a club, every experience within a district is a new experience. A lot of people say that club meetings are repetitive and it's sometimes boring. But I think it's all about perspective. You know, if you have a perspective of being open to learning, then I don't think you will ever have enough of Toastmaster meetings or meeting with interesting Toastmasters and going through the leadership experience with a different perspective. I think that's what keeps me going in Toastmasters.
Wow, thank you. I think we have so many things in common, which is great. The second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I like your 5 H's from your interview and videos. Heart, health, humility, and happiness. After your speech, I started to do more exercises, at least 30 minutes of yoga. Tell us your secret. How do you connect leadership with health?
Well, I'm writing about a book about the 5 H's. And whenever I was looking at what makes leadership a successful leadership experience and what factors and elements, I saw that there are not many people who talk about health, yet with research, I understand that health is a major contributor to being an efficient leader. And I underline efficient here because everyone is a leader. Everyone can claim that they are leaders. They can go through the leadership experience, specifically in Toastmasters. But the question was, are you an efficient leader? And here health came in a big way. And because I didn't understand anything in health, and I was going to speak about health, I got to take 2 health coach courses. Each one was 1 year in length. And what I did was go in depth about health, not because I wanted to become a health coach, but because I wanted to know what I am speaking about. And in fact, in the 5 H's, whenever I talk about health, health is what makes you go the extra mile in leadership. Because leadership is not easy, and it sort of takes away your stamina, energy, speed. So health is going the extra mile, being able to continue giving in leadership, being able to have a wider perspective, because health affects the first two H's, the head and the heart. So it actually affects how much knowledge you can gain within your head, and it affects how much stamina you have body-wise in order to continue and be able to meet people and be able to give as much as possible, because that takes stamina also. So health is a factor that is not talked about so much. And if you look at those leadership gurus, the efficient ones and the successful, more successful ones are the ones who are healthy themselves. So just by looking at leaders, US presidents, if you look at the past 20 years of US presidents, you see that most of them are elected because of their health. We have the current elections, which are going in with President Joe Biden, and how health is playing a big role in whether they will continue to become a leader or not for the next 4 years. So health is, in the middle of the 5 H's. That's why it's pivotal for all the other 4 H's.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to find your book and read it. So thank you. This podcast is a part of the Odyssey project, and Odyssey is a free platform for mentoring and networking. I'm sure you have been both a mentee and a mentor many, many times during your Toastmasters journey. Is this true?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, mentorship is a pivot for whatever leadership position that we have. Whether it's looking at the mentees or becoming a mentor. Without mentors, I don't think there would be any success in true leadership experiences, because mentors push you to do things that you might not wanting to do, or they push you into having experiences which might not be in your perspective. And here what I talk about is undercover leaders, and this is a term probably that I have been talking about. A lot of people look at mentorship relationships as being a formal one, and they look at having only a single mentor. While I talk about having undercover mentors, therefore people whom we might not be able to reach, but we monitor, we learn from, and try to not imitate, but emulate, because imitation is a no for any mentorship relationship in my perspective, but it's emulating. So looking for the strengths that you want to gain and being able to learn from them and converting it to your own style.
Okay, thank you for your answer. It's a different perspective. I think I have a lot of stuff to learn from you and all the audience from Odyssey Project. The next question. If you had to choose between being a mentor or a mentee, what would you choose?
I don't think there is a time that you could be one thing or the other. I think both of them go together. And if we are true to our leadership experience, we need to be learning. Therefore, we need to be mentees, and we need to be able to connect to those people who haven't had as much experience. Therefore, they go hand in hand. I don't think you can pick and choose one or the other at the same time, but there are times that one will overwhelm the other, or you need to pay attention to one over the other, but not totally stopping getting mentored in order to become a mentor.
Okay, so next question. What are the 3 necessary qualities of good mentor or mentee? How do you think?
You mean the characteristics?
Yes, for mentor.
Patience is
okay.
number one for both. Because this relationship, there is no magic equation, or there is no quick answers to leadership. So you need to have the patience in order to be able to gain a perspective, first of all, because that is the first step of being mentored. Once you get the perspective, then you need to widen it and be able to gain enough skills, enough experience, enough knowledge in the field that you are getting mentored on. And I believe mostly everything is about leadership. So you need to have patience. You need to have relentless want for knowledge. And you need to have a goal. So at what level will the mentorship relationship end? Because nothing goes on forever, and it's a wrong understanding of wanting a relationship, mentoring related relationship that needs to go on forever. You need to have a goal, finite goal, that will need to be understood at the end of the journey by both, and therefore have an end of contract meeting, sort of, in order to say, I've had enough. I thank you for your contribution, but life goes on, and there are so many other mentors that I could benefit from.
Okay, thank you. Very good life hack, even for me. Contract. Let's go. Appreciate it. Okay, I appreciate a very good advice of yours. Take a year off before enrolling to a new officer role in Toastmasters. Can you share how following this advice helped you not to burn out?
Yeah, that's a very important question, actually. There's a very simple answer to that. Learn to say no. You see, what happens is that when people see a leader in you, people see that you can give more and more, they ask you more. And within Toastmasters, we tend to not say no because we want to serve more and more. And probably that is what makes people burn out. So learn to say no, and look at priorities. What's your priority? What's the club's priority? What's the district's priority? Do you need to go to all district events in weekends? I have a rule, and I say it to everyone that invites me for events. Usually the district events are at the end of the week. They are on weekends. I have set a rule to myself that Sundays is a family day. So whether it's a club celebration or whatever celebration within Toastmasters, or even work-related outside the family, I have learned to say no. And I have become so comfortable, stress-free in weekends that it makes a big difference. There was a time when I was also not used to saying no. When I had an important district role, for instance, district director, and you get to the verge of burning out. And by the way, that is the time that I went to my mentor at that time. And I asked, I cannot go on at this pace. And this is the answer he gave me, and I learned from it, and I'm implementing it, and I'm sharing it with everyone who is going through this dilemma of whether I say no or whether I serve as much as possible so that I don't upset people. If you get burned out or if you get stressed, then you might not be able to benefit as many people as you may have when you are not burning out.
So I try to implement your advice into my life.
It's difficult, I know.
Yes.
But you have to make a decision.
I like pleasing, serving people. Thank you. You mentioned honesty as great value trait. How does honesty help you to achieve your goals? Can you share?
Well, honesty translates into integrity in a certain proportion. And I think it's a human trait that needs to be upheld. It's a core value of Toastmasters also. At speakers, for instance, world champions, for instance, or any speaker that we look up to, if we don't feel that they are authentic, and authenticity and honesty go very much hand in hand, then we put a barrier in between us. So honesty is, in my perspective, is a way to build connections, to build relationships that are solid in foundation. So it's a a foundation for building fruitful and beneficial relationships with others.
Okay. So me too. I like very much honest people. That's why that's why I try to ask about this. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Murad. I'm honored to having you in my Odyssey podcast. I wish you good. Could you join our project and share your amazing mentoring skills with fellow Toastmasters, maybe even with myself, or another lucky man, Toastmaster perhaps? Thank you very much for coming, and I enjoyed your answers, very brief and exact, precise. I got so many life hacks I noted, and all your videos are noted in my 1 or 2, 3 pages to make today's podcast. Thank you for your wisdom and advice, for your input to the society. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure being with you, and I look forward to meeting you again.